What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioS3 Raw TV. We're going to do a little keto video today, and this is sparked from two people today that I talked to that we have to put out a few more keto videos because let's fix this fucking camera angle, make that shit fucking square. Yeah, let's bring that shit back. That's square now. So basically, as videos get lost because they've been out for a while, I have a lot of keto videos, and I think that for a while I was known as the keto guy, which I'm not like Mr. Keto, but keto is something that I've been doing since 1994, which 95 I started more to Pasquale's book, but which was the anabolic diet. But Dan Duchaine was heavy into keto and using a cyclo-ketogenic diet, which is technically not keto. It's something a little bit different. Cyclo-ketogenic is different. It includes refeeds. It includes some junk meals, stuff like that. And what spawned this whole video today is I saw an individual at Vitamin Shop, and he was actually talking to me about how he does a keto diet, and he really has lost a lot of weight. He's lost like 40 pounds on it, and that's amazing. 40 pounds is no small feat. Even it was a 35 or 40, it was close to 40 pounds. Regardless, if you're hitting the 25-pound mark or above, fat loss, you're doing something that a lot of people can't do. They may be able to lose weight, but not necessarily fat. So we were talking about, he asked me about a refeed that he had done recently. And I said, a refeed? I said, why did you do the refeed? And he just we were talking about like, getting back into keto, if you were popped out of keto with this refeed or whatever. And he was talking about plateaus, but he also talked about something that really kind of made my fucking eye twitch a little bit. He's part of this keto group. I don't know if it's Facebook, I don't know if it's a forum, I don't know what the fuck it is. But basically they have him eating 190 to 198 whatever grams of fat a day. Newsflash, if you're eating 190 grams of fat a day, you do not need a fucking refeed, okay? That's not how that works. Now, refeed's done if you're on a high carbohydrate, medium carb cycling, whatever. You can get to a certain point where your body, it starts to slow down. Now, here's the thing. If you're carb cycling, your metabolism should not slow down, okay? When you're doing keto, your metabolism should not slow down if you're doing keto unless your protein is too fucking low. Here was what we figured out by talking to this individual for a few minutes in Vitamin Shop, and I appreciate the other individual. This is the second time I've seen him in Vitamin Shop, and he watches my videos. And the first time I was there, he said, explain to him, he asked me to explain to the other guy about BCAAs, right? And I was like, oh, here we go. I could be in it for 6 hours, right? Your whole shift I might be here. Then this time there's another individual. He said, can you explain to him about keto? Because he does keto. He's got some keto questions for you. So this is part of what I like about this YouTube thing, right? People will recognize you, and that's cool, whatever. Like, I don't give a fuck about fame. I don't give a fuck about recognition. I don't give a shit. But it sparks and opens up a conversation, just like my tattoos. They open up conversations. And here I am having a conversation with two individuals I don't really know, but I'm able to help them and give them some insight. So now they'll research on their own more of what I'm talking about to find out how to get to that next level. Now, here's the thing. Keto of the days of old. Okay, and another thing, these groups, guys, trust me, these groups can be just as bad, if not worse, than figuring it out on your own. They are so horrible, some of these groups, and it festers. Shit festers in there. Bullshit advice, rationalized bullshit that people come up with, like, well, you need a refeed, your metabolism is slowing down. It's like, what the fuck? You're eating 190-something grams of fat a day. You do not need a fucking refeed. There's plenty of fat on your fucking body. There's plenty of fat that you're taking in. You do not need a fucking refeed, okay? What the problem is the protein is too low. This individual, I tried to explain to him today that they're following the old keto diet. And when you think of a diet, first of all, a diet is for very heavy, obese, fat people. That's a diet, okay? If you're the type of person that wants to get in shape and you're athletic and stuff, it's no longer a diet. It's shifting around your fucking macros to attain your goal. That's what it is, okay? So a diet from somebody who's really obese can start out really extreme, right? They restrict calories to extreme amount. They don't work out like we do. They absolutely don't train with weights like we do. They barely do any fucking cardio worth a damn. If they get the mail in the morning and walk back to the house like fucking 30 feet, that's cardio, right? So what happens is this individual's taking too low a protein, so now what's happening is his body is actually losing muscle mass. Okay, you can eat a lot more calories on a keto diet than a regular diet and still lose weight. That's why the whole like calories in, calories out, when you do keto, it goes right out the fucking window. And that proves that calories in, calories out are not fucking not everything is created equal. Because let's say you're eating 1,500 calories on a carb cycling or carb-based diet, you can be eating 2,500 calories on a keto diet and still be losing weight. That's 1,000 extra calories. Calories in, calories out dictates that can't happen, yet it fucking happens. But the same fucking yahoos that dictate calories in, calories out will follow a keto diet with higher calories. Makes no fucking sense. Anyways, they don't realize that what they're calculating for a carbohydrate diet and a keto diet are two different sets of calories, but they consider them both maintenance because they don't fucking realize what's going on. But that's another confusing thing for another time. So as your protein is too low, you break down muscle tissue. As muscle tissue is breaking down, you are losing metabolism. You're losing metabolism when you lose. It sounds weird to put it that way, but that's the only way I could fucking put it, because people don't understand when you say you're slowing your metabolism down. They go, okay, I'll just speed it up again. If you lose muscle mass, people freak out. If you say you're decreasing muscle mass, they go, okay, I'll just increase it. You're losing metabolism. So your metabolism is decreasing as your muscle mass is decreasing. You have less metabolically active tissue, which is muscle tissue. So the remedy to this is to make sure you're taking enough protein. Now, somebody that's doing keto will point at you and say, well, Jerry, everybody says, doctors, everybody, if you're taking too much protein, it converts to glucose. That knocks you out of keto. True, but what is too much protein? That's the question. Now, if you ask a dietitian, registered dietitian, they're going to tell you eat 70 grams of protein a day. And that's for someone that's just a regular person. Like, you're athletic and you want to know, 70 grams is enough to maintain your muscle mass. So what is considered enough with these keto diets? Back in the day, it would be considered like 70 grams, right? Low protein, whatever the fuck they were doing, high fats, right? Well, now more research has happened, more people in the field actually doing this and experimenting, and athletes have figured out the protein needs to be higher, the fats need to be lower. If you're feeding your body so much fucking fat, it will burn the fat on your body a lot slower than if you decrease the fat and increase the protein. Now here's what happens. You decrease the fat, your body's going to utilize more ketones and fat off your body. You increase the proteins, your body now maintains its muscle mass. It doesn't decrease its fucking metabolism. And I'm like, and I'm saying this to this guy, and you could see the light bulbs going on. He was like, holy shit, yeah, all of that makes sense, because he knew the kind of how it worked. But because keto is something that was new to him, and he's listening to these other people in the forums telling him and giving him advice. I told him to get the fuck out of the forum. I said, shut that shit down. Get rid of your fucking account, because these fuckers will rationalize anything. They'll be like, yeah, Jerry, well, I think that pizza is really good on Tuesdays because you train back on Tuesday, and pizza really good at storing glycogen in the lats. Like, they'll fucking rationalize anything that makes no fucking sense because they heard it somewhere and they want it to be true. Like, who the fuck doesn't want to eat tons of sausage and fucking all kinds of random fucking meats like salami and bologna? And the people love to eat that shit, right? So next thing you know, they're eating high saturated fat diets, low protein, because that's keto. And yeah, they lose some weight, but their metabolism adapts. They got to keep increasing cardio. They usually don't want to decrease the fats because they're like, oh, you need the fats because you're on keto. So they start decreasing the protein more and more, or they decrease the calories in general together. So you're only dealing with proteins and fats. When you start decreasing both of them, even though you're decreasing fat, you're decreasing protein at the same time. If you already don't have enough to maintain your muscle mass, your body decreases its metabolism. It's like building a house. You cannot have a fucking house without the materials, right? If the wind's coming by, and the wind is your metabolism, and it's ripping off shingles, right, and you don't replace those shingles, what happens? You have no fucking roof. It's the same thing with the metabolism. If your fucking metabolism is humming and you're decreasing protein and you're fucking tearing up muscle tissue and you're not replacing it, what happens? You lose muscle tissue. What happens? Your metabolism decreases. You now have a damaged metabolism or a slower metabolism. And some of these fucking ring-dings go, refeed. I'm like, fucking refeed with 190 grams of fucking fat, and you're still like, 25, 30, 40% body fat. You think you need a fucking refeed? That's what they're doing in these forums. Because the people in general, they're fat to begin with, and they don't like to give up their fucking foods. They want to eat more. They hear about all these people eating more. And I'm like, this person telling you that they eat this is on a fuck ton of steroids, has been training for 26 weeks for a fucking competition, does cardio twice a fucking day, and never fucking cheats on their diet. That person got a refeed because they get down to like 8% body fat and couldn't fucking take it anymore. Their body's cannibalizing muscle tissue. And they couldn't raise the fats consistently. So what they did was throw them in for a day, which actually slows down metabolism a little bit because you're throwing in more fats so that your body's not burning as many calories as that day. That's what the refeed is for. Other people in high carb-based diets will use clean carbs, and as throwing a bunch of those carbs into your brain starts to, it's a whole big thing with the leptin levels, your brain starts to think it's not in a diet anymore and keeps metabolism up. That's a whole different fucking ballgame, but we're going to stick with keto today. But hopefully this guy, and I know, guys, there's so much information out there, and sometimes I see some people go, what the fuck? Trust me, guys, I've been doing this a long fucking time, and I don't give a fuck. I don't give a flying rat's fucking ass what people say in forums. I don't give a fuck what people talking about. Well, the scientific literature, listen, I care about fucking results, period. I don't give a shit about anything else, and usually neither do you, unless you really are not into it and you just want to do it because of the fat or whatever and you don't want to be uncomfortable. But results are what it's about. Being uncomfortable is what it's about. That's what happens when you're fucking getting leaner. Like, you want to lose 30, 40 pounds, you're going to be a little uncomfortable, right? So fucking suck it up, do what you need to do, but make sure you're paying attention to the protein and fats both, and the types of fats. I cannot hammer this home enough. This video is getting too long already, but the types of fats that you eat on a keto diet will also dictate how fast you get results, how well you stick to it, and how your body responds, just as much as how much you eat. BobStraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.bicestream.com to blog. It's a fixed fucking camera angle for the first time in a long time, bicep, and we are out.